Hey, it's Don from Pacaberry Farm. For this Wool Wednesday, we're going to talk about sorting. So we're going to be looking at Zen's fiber today. Zen's one of our gray males. The first thing I'm going to do is actually lay down this paper. So I'm working on what's called a skirting table. It's really, we have a 1/2 inch cloth, I should say hard mesh on it, and it allows just for the material to fall through and eat the dirt or anything like that. This is the cut side. This is the side that the shears touch. First thing I want to do is actually measure any clump from the middle, bam, pull it out. I want to get a length on this. Let's see. I need a length of at least 3. I'm looking at 3.5 inches, so that's good. I'll put this back in my back pocket. I need to get this fleece off of this table. So I should say off of this paper. I'm just going to flip it over, kind of like a pancake. Now it stays together really well. I'm just going to move this paper off to the side. Now this is just the body of the animal. This is not the neck or the legs. But you hear that? You can see some of the dust on here. You can hear it hit the paper below. I just store extra paper below us. And now I'm just trying to stretch all this out to make sure that looks just like it did on the animal. Now, as I'm going through, I'm actually kind of doing this blind, so you keep your eyes closed as you're feeling. I feel that we have some of these burrs in here. Okay, a little burr right there. I have a bucket to my right, and I'm literally, as I'm going through this, I'm taking some of the the vegetable material out, the VM, vegetation matter. So it's nice to do as you're talking to somebody. I start on the outside, I'm looking for vegetable matter first. Okay, that's no good for the carding process. And it's actually best to do this with your hands because you can obviously feel what's in there. And I could feel these burrs. Some on the stomach, we had some round bales that had them in there. It's hard to see what's inside a 5-foot long, 4-foot diameter round bale. I'm not being too particular with how much material this pulls out with it. The big thing is not having this in there. The mill would not like having these. And it would just add to more waste. Right, so as you can tell, I'm sort of just feeling around in the fiber. I can feel where there are some pieces. I'm focusing on the edge. Skirting is actually taking care of the outside, the fringe bit of. So I'm just looking for this material. Hands are always best. Boom. Alright. So I feel around, and if we come across any later on, we'll deal with them. There's something in here, I feel, right there. Okay, this is going in a bucket, and the bucket's going in the trash. This is not the sort of vegetation I wish to put in a compost. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually shake it. Okay, kind of fluff it up a bit. Trying to get all of that out. You can hear, if you listen, you can actually hear the dirt fall to the bottom. Alpacas like to take dust baths. This is not a show fleece. Obviously the way I'm treating it, I'm not trying to really keep it together that much. I'm sorting this into 2 items. Like I said before, I'm going to do firsts and thirds. Okay, use for first. Nice beautiful center of it. That's going to go out for yarn or roving. Okay, we can do it for both of them. First is made into roving and this is made into yarn. I have a bucket to the right over here, or my left, but the right side of my left, and I'm putting my first in there. And then I might have some thirds. It's going to be some of the stuff on the outside. You know, I have more guard hair. It's a thicker hair, and I'm going to put that in my thirds. Okay. Or garbage fiber, we're using that to fill cores of, say, dryer balls, or we're making nesting material. It's not garbage, it's just not great for yarn. It's really not usable for yarn. I can also have really, really mean guard hairs here, and I'm just putting that straight in the trash. That's really my garbage bucket. So I'm just going to feel it. It feels about the same. So I'm just going to pick just like this, and you can do so with your eyes closed. And I feel it. You want to make sure that you're close to the same as you go through, and you can actually just feel that. So once you get it all skirted, that's your time-consuming portion. I like to work my way in this fashion. It allows me to, as I'm doing this, getting this fiber clean. We need to send approximately 10 pounds to the mill, knowing that there's a little bit of garbage in there and losing a certain percentage to the machines. Now I'm coming up to the edge, and look how much shorter that is. You can almost see where it breaks. Definitely feel the difference. Shorter fiber doesn't want to stay together as much. All of that there, it likes to stay together. All right. We mix our alpaca with about 20% sheep's wool, and that's because alpaca by itself doesn't have necessarily the structure that we're looking for. Even though Zen has brown spots, he's actually going to come out all gray. Now, the more animals you have, obviously the longer this takes. So I see a lot of shorts. If I start seeing lots of shorts in what I'm dealing with, it's just going to go over too. I'm using them in items that are not as crucial. But too many shorts can create a yarn that wants to break too easily. And that is just not good. Okay, here's my last bit here. And that's Zen's fleece. Thank you for joining me for this Wool Wednesday. Next we're going to talk about roving. We're going to make some for you, and we'll talk about some of the possibilities, what we can do with it. Have a great week.